One of the most insidious and ridiculous effects of the patriarchy is literally women paying 50-50.
There are sociological studies that show married men are happier than men who are not married versus married women being unhappier than women who aren't married. So it is fair and accurate to say that marriage is an advantage to men and a disadvantage to women in terms of happiness. There are also studies that show that regardless of job status, women in households are still doing 90%, if not all, of the household chores. So that is regardless if she is a stay-at-home mom or whether or not she's working a 9-to-5, 40 hours a week full time. So it is fair and accurate to say that women are the primary caregivers of their children and husbands in households. So yeah, paying 50-50 is a complete scam when women have always done and are doing more work than men, and they're less happier than men.
Oh, brother, I have heard this BS several times from womanists claiming that studies prove childless single women are the happiest people on earth, while at the same time never stating the study because usually when the few times that they do state their references, they tend to end up debunked. I should know. I've done that a couple times myself. And as I have stated before, when you are accustomed to privilege, equality feels like oppression. Sorry there, my womanist queens, but 50-50 is that equality all of you demanded. Suck it up, buttercup. Equality isn't free. It has a price tag to it. You got what you wanted. Now, have a coke and a smile and pay your equal share of the bill.
Not fair!
You say that so often. Wonder what your basis for comparison is.
Isn't it hilarious how these anti-patriarchy harpies demand to be treated like every individual who has to register for the draft, but then cries and moans when they get what they ask for? Here's the deal, toots. The moment you equally register for the draft is the moment men will listen to your dishwashing complaints.
Fatality.
Flawless victory.
Before we move on, I want to bring attention to the fact that 79% of my viewers are not subscribed to my channel. Come on, fam. You've seen my logo on other channels, and you're already here. Please hit that subscribe button and support the channel. It really helps out. Moving on.
The older I get, the more I realize why older men date women that are significantly younger than them, and only because the women their age would never, ever even glance at them twice. Because now there are men my age that try to approach me and I have to actively withhold the urge to spit on them. But younger me would have just died over them. And it was for stupid reasons like, oh my God, he's so cool and mature. He has his own apartment. He should. He's 30. I just thought that was such a sign of maturity and being like a real grown up. But those men were creme de la piss, okay? Like cream of the turds. It's very unimpressive, but I thought that them having like, you know, good jobs was a sign of them being real adults, and they were just little immature baby boys. So yeah, those men are almost always losers. Still think it's gross, but now I see the logic.
Dan Cohen, have you ever heard the saying about throwing rocks when you live in a glass house? I mean, you are older and single, i.e. you qualify as a leftover woman, and somehow you think you have some kind of high ground to say you have to hold back the urge to spit in the faces of the men who are at your level. Listen, I'm sure my male viewers will make comments about this queen like she slammed into the wall 5 head first. And would they be wrong for returning her insulting snarkiness?
No. No.
Queen, if Chaz/Sharon pumped and dumped you, just say it. Don't generalize the average guys out there who were being adults with your condescending remarks, all because you were never able to retain a high-value man. If you gave it up to an older average man, then that's it. There's no need to talk smack about those who took part in your body count history. I mean, talking all that ish about the carousel doesn't take away the fact that you were having a good old time getting that super sausage ride when you did.
The chat was great.
Moving on.
What are 3 red flags in a guy's bedroom?
Empty trash can.
Oh.
Means he emptied it right before you got there.
Oh, true.
Not a done bed, so the sheets all over the place just shows that he's just messy. He couldn't just do one thing when he woke up that is mandatory. And having a gaming console.
Oh, that's a red flag?
Yeah, very bad one. Means that they're just like a couch potato and just like gaming and just like way too into the whole gaming thing. Like No. And it means I'm gonna also get less.
Less because they're too busy.
Yeah, so they're thinking about gaming, so they're trying to rush the. No, thank you.
Guys really love to game, huh?
They do. Sometimes I feel like their little connection with their friends on there is a little too much.
Could you ever date a gamer?
No.
So if you were talking to a guy and you found out he played video games, what would you do?
I would just like keep him as a lay and then just go home right after, or meet at my place so his gaming stuff is not there.
So you wouldn't take him serious?
I wouldn't take him serious. No. Like, how old are we? I need all your free time on me.
Wow, this is amazing. An adult content creator who gets slammed on camera for the entire world to see for about $5.99 a month stated her non-negotiable red flags on men. Notice she didn't say unemployed, criminal record, abusive, or any real negative trait. Nope, it looks like gaming consoles are the big bad.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Now, I chose this video to prove a point on the immeasurable lengths of the female delusion. Even a professional 304 actually thinks she has the SMV or the moral high ground to make any kinds of demands for a man in a serious relationship. I asked my younger male viewers, if this is what a porn star demands, what do you think the average 49er in the wild is going to put up as a red flag? As if she were some kind of divine creature gracing you mortals with her presence.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
Now, I know my female viewers will come out and say that she is attractive, so she has the right to set her standards. To that I say, yeah, her standards were made clear when she decided to let a film crew show everyone how she gets railed, and I am sure that's going to give any guy who wants to take a woman serious for starting a family all sorts of motivation to put a ring on it. You're right. My question for these queens is simple. How do you think your future kids are going to feel when their friends show them clips of their mom getting pounded by a total stranger?
What the hell you say?
Moving on.
I don't want to say love is a lie, but the whole idea of love has been weaponized against women in order to get us to provide labor for free or without any kind of recognition or acknowledgement. Like if someone's a chef and they cook food for people, that's a job and they're compensated for it and they're appreciated for it. If someone is a nanny and they take care of children, that's a job and they're compensated for and appreciated for it. If someone is a SW or even a mistress, they're usually compensated and appreciated for it. But when you become a wife, when you become a mother, you are not compensated or appreciated for any of these things. I don't have a good relationship with my mother. And the older I've gotten, the more I'm like, oh, okay. Even though I don't think she was a very good mother, it makes a lot of sense why she wasn't a good mother. Because what a thankless job for 98% of women who occupy it. And we're supposed to do it all with a smile on our face because love. Because you love your children. That's why you take care of them. Because you love your husband. That's why you married him. That's why you feed him. That's why you pick up after him. That's why you forgive him. That's why you're romantic with him, even if you don't feel like being romantic with him.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Weaponized love. Oh man, do these queens come up with the kookiest phrases that you figure a 12-year-old girl would only come up with. I mean, according to this queen's logic, and I am using that term loosely, love is designed to get free labor out of women. Those crafty men came up with this evil genius invention by somehow, someway, implanting all these love emotions into women and by the most incredible way manipulate them into having fields for their own offspring in order to get more laundry folded out of them.
That was diabolical.
I am blown away as to how you men out there were able to pull this off. Damn. Or maybe, just maybe, love is not weaponized in the least, as both men and women sacrifice for their families. Now, ladies, I know it may come as a shock to you, but men actually don't have much of a problem giving up their freedoms and, if it comes down to it, their own lives to protect those whom they love.
Liar! Liar! Liar!
Now, don't get me wrong, as I clearly understand how you XX chromosome members of society are 100% certain that washing dishes, sweeping the floors, and doing the laundry far outweighs the fact that the male members of your family can be drafted off to war where they can be deleted without a respawn. But somehow, not everyone sees it that way.
Ho, ho, ho! Fiction can be fun.
Because he has needs and you love him and it's your job to fulfill them. It's your job to bend over backwards for your husband and your children because you love them and that's your reward. If you date men, it's supposed to be because you're trying to find love. Any other reason would be shallow, and you're a shallow, vapid if you have any other intention or reason to want to date a man. Men, on the other hand, well, they have to ease into love. They're not so prone to love. They're visual creatures. They want someone who's super young. They want someone who's super hot. You know, love isn't so much their thing. Sure, they love their children, but not like a mother could love their children. Sure, they love their wives, but not like a woman loves a man. You see how love implicates women and lets men off the hook? Now, again, I'm not saying love doesn't exist, but kind of like religion, it started off being a quintessential part of being a human being and a very real thing, and it was hijacked and weaponized against the people that it was made to oppress.
Wait, men don't love their children or wives as much as they are loved? What is this Queen smoking? Because it has to be some good stuff. If I didn't know any better, I would say either she was passed up and is now a leftover woman, or she is entering the baby rabies era of her life and she can't find a good suitor that wants her. I mean, there is being bitter and then there is being whatever this Queen is. Okay, sister, let me get this straight. You are upset? Why exactly? Because you have to make compromises to keep your relationship going? Big frickin' whoop! Here's an inside secret. Men have to also make sacrifices. Just because they aren't the exact same sacrifices you're making does not invalidate them. Don't you think your man would rather be home with his kids than pulling an extra shift at work to pay all of the bills? Do you think men feel completely awesome working themselves half to death for years, only to find their retirement savings are pitifully low because they sacrificed that to make sure everyone was taken care of? Do you actually think that you are the only one in that family that has to give something up because you love everyone else so much you place their needs above your own? Damn, Queen, if you don't have a good man, look in the mirror. You will find someone who doesn't deserve one.
I'm just saying, if you enjoy this audit, click on the video in the end screen for more content. If you would like to support the channel, please follow the link in the description to donate to our beer fund, or like, subscribe, and share this video on other social media platforms. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.